Hello guys, it's Dim, Mindset Arc. Welcome to this day. I wanted to talk today about something really important, something really paramount in our self-improvement journey and just in our life. What some people think about as the purpose of life, or it can be just the primary goal that you want to achieve. And of course, it is important to have something like that in mind always. We want our life to be better. We can think that we like our ultimate goal, probably with every one of us, is to some generic things. If we won't think further, it's to be happy, to be to enjoying our life, to be in good health, so we can take care of it, to take care of everything, and basically be happy and comfortable. And we have every one of us has our own means of achieving that happiness and comfortability, but it can be not what we actually want. This means that by which we try to achieve these feelings may be not ours. They may be adopted from other people, or they may be even other people can persuade us to take this. Growing up in a traditional country, I definitely experienced that on myself, where I was instilled with the purpose of creating a family, having kids, and continuing legacy, and almost sacrificing myself for this family as well. And later I realized, almost after being married and divorced and experiencing all of it firsthand, almost all of it, that it definitely wasn't what will give me happiness. It wasn't how I wanted my life to be. So we all take our ways to discover that thing. It is really important to discover what exactly do you want in your life, how would you want it to be. Don't listen to people. I would say listen to people, but don't listen to the same view from even if 100 people tell you that's your sole purpose and you need to follow it. Find some other people who can give you some different ideas and try that for a while and see what actually clicks with you. Discover that. But that is the basics. It's good as a reminder sometimes that these basics are important, but when you hone down on something that you want your life to be in, for example, you figured out what you want to have, what would you want it to have in 10 years, and you compare it with your current life, you find something that you're missing, that you need to work upon, and you have like 3 4 different areas of life that you need improvement upon. For me, it's obviously dating life, mental state, me being more peaceful. I really want to be more accepting, more like stoic, but not like traditionally stoic, but just being more calm in matter of any situations. I also want financial freedom and ability to travel. That was something else, I don't remember. I definitely didn't prepare again for this episode. But anyway, uh, and these this where it can be confusing because some of these goals in your mind take more priority than others. For example, I started my self-improvement journey started from me realizing that I need to improve myself to have dating success, to have more sex, to have more girls in my life, to have the belief that I can communicate, I can convey myself, I can be valuable, and all of that stuff. That I can find partner or multiple partners, even if I want that, even if I move to some different place, for example. I needed to find this abundance belief in myself, and that was really important. That's where I started from. And over the course, I realized while I was trying new hobbies, trying new lifestyles, and all that, I realized that, uh, but this main goal I also want, this financial freedom. For me, it means being able to move anywhere in the world. So it's more like maybe geographical freedom. I don't know how to say about that, but financial freedom that allows me to travel whenever I want. Also, I want to share what I learned along the way, and I learned that from the first months when I started reading books on dating and pickup and all of that stuff. Even then, I discovered that my motivation was, oh, I want to learn this and I want to teach that people as well. I didn't pay much attention to that, but now while sharing all of me, creating my blog, wanting to start a coaching business, I realized that I had something that I wanted to start 5 years ago. I just didn't pay attention to that. I didn't believe it was possible for me. So that is one of the things that I started focusing on in the end of the last year, and definitely in the beginning of this one. The mindset goals that I found that I can experience: gratitude, peace, being honest, being okay with whatever happens, and I had a lot of success with that. So I wanted to devote this year to this pursuit. My goals should have been focusing on mindset and focusing on building a business and financial freedom, and leaving dating aside. What actually ended up happening in a couple of months? I focused a lot on mindset, a lot, and it gave me huge progress as well. Ability to handle every hard thing that comes right now. I feel pain, I feel terrible, I cannot sleep, and all that drawbacks. But on the top of it, I'm not trying to suppress it. I'm letting it go as it goes, as it comes to me. I'm living that, and so it a little bit fades away. It's not as hard as it was before, usually. But what I discovered in this couple of months, this dating focus, that I wanted to know that I can have success with girls, I can have good sex life. All of this, I wanted to put it in the background, but it just didn't want to stay there. And over the course of these months, it started to overtake me once again, because I wasn't content with this stuff being in the background, not working on it. And as much as I want to put my priorities, life will put your priorities before you. You won't be able to resist this, not for a long time at least. I was able to think that different priorities would be okay for me for a couple of years, for example. Maybe not for a couple of years, but at least for this year. Maybe for a couple of months. And what ended up happening, it wasn't sustainable. I had a lot of huge breakdowns over the course of not being satisfied with my dating life. It got harder and harder to produce content to share it, because my main priority wasn't filled. It hasn't been working. I wasn't working on it. I took it on a pause. Well, I still followed it in some way, but I didn't follow it as my main priority. And so it felt like I was doing something in my life that I don't really want. I'm still glad I started this recording video stuff. It gives me a lot and I still continue this. And while it is not my main priority right now, it still gives me some motivation and push to at least do something every day, not be completely complacent every day. But with main priority, with dating, with sex, with, I would say, social stuff that relates to dating. So talking to people, being interesting in conversations, being more confident, being okay just being around people as well, having new connections, meeting new people, approaching girls on the street, talking to random people, all of this stuff. When I'm working on it right now, as I've been as a main priority for a couple of last weeks, even though it was hard, I realized that I actually feel in line with what I really want from life. I cannot put it away on the background. Here in Serbia, it's not an easy way to work on dating stuff. It is still a traditional country. It is still considered one of the, in pickup artist communities, I think it's considered one of the hardest countries to go to have this. And I'm starting from that. Well, not like at the beginner stages, but I am still at the beginner stages. I have some skills already, but it's not enough, definitely. And so, of course, it will be really hard. But I just cannot put it in the background. I need to know that I'm working on it, no matter how much suffering it gives me in the moment. I won't suffer about suffering, but I still need to accept that trying to focus on something else will not be a definitely good pursuit, because I just won't be able to focus on anything else. At least that's my personality, that if my main idea that I want in life doesn't get met by me working on it. Success matters. Success affects a lot of mental states. Success affects a lot of states. Just how am I enjoying this current version? But at the same time, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really, because of the success I feel that way. It's because I'm working on this area of my life that I consider the primary, that I consider that I need to figure it out. Maybe not to master it, but to get it to pretty good level where I know that it is enough for me in some way. And when I am aligned with that, it feels much more better. And another example, when I put it in a background, and so there are two examples how to figure out what is your main priority is. Like I say, it will show up definitely. But for example, when I was focusing on business stuff, on blog, on everything that I wanted to share, even though I was really excited about it, that's what I want my life to be. Me sharing my knowledge, my efforts, helping people and all that. I felt really good. But in the couple of weeks after I started that, I realized that my dating frustration, that I wasn't really working on it as a primary goal, that was showing up, and that was distracting me so damn much. But on the opposite, when I'm working on my dating goals right now, I don't really feel the urge of that I'm neglecting my business goals, my sharing goals, my mindset goals even. I want to focus fully on this area because that is important to me. I get the feeling from time to time that, okay, I want to share something, I want to create some piece of content. I write articles from time to time when I feel like it, but it comes more from the feeling like, okay, my primary goal, my primary progress, I worked enough on it. I feel that it is met in some way. And I still have some energy left, so I'm gonna work on other stuff as well. But when I did that the opposite, when I put my blog and sharing and coaching first, I wasn't having the same approach. Sometimes, yeah, I had some energy left after that, and I had a huge amount of energy left after that, actually. And I put it on dating, and that felt good. But when I was neglecting it for a while, that felt awful. So that is the difference, how you can spot these, what you actually want to work first in your life. What I didn't want to say that it's something that you're really missing in life, because it's better focus as what you're trying to build. I think it's better to think about it is what you want to be build first, what is more important for you to build. It's important for me to get all of the areas of my life to some level at some point. But I definitely know now that dating stuff, this area of relationships, of sex, of intimacy, of sharing and connection with people, with girls that I meet, is the most important part in my life. And until it gets to the good level where I will be enjoying it, well, I can stop learning as much. Still continue to do that, but I will be like past the beginner stage onto an intermediate stage. I would consider that in any area where you can kind of continue what you're doing without putting too much effort to learn new things and still have success. For now, if I won't try to learn, I cannot do the same things I'm doing and have success. It's inconsistent, it's random. I can rely on luck in some ways, but it is not how you feel like you filled this area of life until some point. So for you, these priorities may be different. For you, these priorities may be social circle, having friends, or just spending time with other people. If you're a outgoing person and like that, it can be for you even more important than dating stuff, than business stuff. Maybe for you it is actually the money, and maybe you don't even care about sharing. You just want the money and all that, and that is okay. And when you don't work on this, when you work on something else, you feel like your life is lacking because you didn't get your money goals to a certain amount of degree when you consider sustainable. That can happen with you, but just bear in mind, you don't have to remove all the area. So for example, if you're working on money goals, it can take years to master it. Though I would argue it is with any area. With dating, it probably takes a couple of years to get it to the pretty good degree. With mindset stuff, with believing, with positive thinking, it also can take a couple of years. With having good friends and trusting them, it can take a couple of years also. All of these goals take couple of years, but you don't have to neglect other areas while you're working on it. I'm just talking about priorities. When you feel like some other area of life always tries to overtake your current priority, that means that other area of life is more important to you. So make it your main priority. It's just that simple. If they keep switching between, then either you can work on them simultaneously, or probably there will still be some thing that you want in your life better, more stronger desire for that. So figure that out. You can try switching your focus for a couple of months. I tried it for how much already? Probably 5 months up to this point. Probably 4 months. I tried to focus exactly on, specifically on business and mindset, and I realized that is not the proper focus for me. For me, is still the dating is the most important part. Maybe it's something like that for you. Just don't treat these 4 months of my different focus were not wasted. They were quite good spent, and I learned a lot of things in other areas of life, and I will continue that. I'm still continuing that with this project. I'm not neglecting my, probably it's not as business as sharing, and it's more like a spiritual goal in some way that I want to share my knowledge to help someone as well. So probably what I'm doing here is it. So I'm not neglecting this area of life. I'm just doing it at least a bare minimum on this, but my main focus is on dating now. So structure your life according to your focus that you really want in it. Remember that it's okay to try different stuff, to change your life in unexpected ways, changing jobs, changing place where you live. I moved countries and that changed my life as well. Now going to travel somewhere or meeting new people that you don't feel comfortable, but you realize that you want to spend your life with people. So all of this is within your right to change, to choose your focus. And keeping that main focus in mind, we'll just unconsciously start doing the actions towards that focus. So don't try to lie to yourself, try different stuff, but in the end, when you definitely know what is important for you right now, when you feel like some area of your life gets really neglected and you actually want to work on it, work on it. Make it as your main priority. Do the consistent actions every day towards that. And no matter what happens, you will feel aligned to your purpose, to your current purpose. That can be switching. Your purpose will switch along the years, along the months even. But keep aligned to it right now as much as possible, and no matter what happens, it will make your life more enjoyable, more right for you. You're being honest with yourself. No matter what happens, that's the most important part. To hear yourself properly. So, I wish you to figure that out. Good luck on your primary goal. Work on it, don't quit, and see you next time.